Hello and welcome to a game of Starcraft 2 between nAni and DIMAGA. nAni will be playing as the pink Protoss player at the 9 o'clock position, and DIMAGA will be playing as the red Zerg player at the 3 o'clock position. The map is Metalopolis, and nAni has placed down a pylon and looks like he will be scouting with his 10th probe. I think he is scouting because he has won the last couple of games against DIMAGA, and he fears that DIMAGA might go for a cheese win here to try to even it up between these two players. So the probe will be scouting the 12 o'clock position, and about the same time the Overlord is also going to be scouting the 12, but it looks like the probe has not spotted the Overlord and will be going to the 3 o'clock position. I think nAni could have taken a couple of more seconds to scan this area to see if his opponent is at the 3 o'clock location, because that way you can scout one base and potentially check two locations on the map for your opponent, because most Zerg players do like to float that Overlord into the opponent's base at the 12 o'clock position. It looks like DIMAGA is going to be putting down a spawning pool, and we know that Starcraft 2 is a map control and a territory control kind of game. So I was driving to the grocery store to pick up ingredients for dinner when I noticed this girl noticing me, and soon after that we were both just staring into each other's eyes, and the world around us seemed to have stopped. Even though I didn't want to say anything, I knew I would regret it if I didn't do so. So I rolled down my window and I said to her, "That's my parking spot, you asshole." And that is a lot like territory control, letting your opponent know that they're in your territory, in your face, and nAni is letting DIMAGA know just that this is not an expansion you can take easily from nAni, as nAni would always fight you and put down a pylon or two to try to delay your expansion. In the meantime, we see a double gateway and the cyber core coming, possibly a double stalker very early, as that would be able to put the pressure on the Zerg relatively fast, and nAni has the expansion of DIMAGA under control, it seems, with this probe just moving back and forth and back and forth. Another Overlord is going to be floating down to him, and two Zerglings, four Zerglings coming out, and that will deter this probe from harassing the natural expansion of DIMAGA anymore. And DIMAGA is free to put down the expansion as he please, as he does have 325 minerals at the moment. It looks like this probe might go down relatively soon, as we see two stalkers will be coming out from the double gateway. As we take a look at the income, both players are very close, but we have seen that nAni has already taken the gas, whereas DIMAGA has had his gas up for a little bit of time, but he has not put any drones into it just yet. And it looks like this probe might go down. He's trying to have the AI get caught up behind the smoke, but DIMAGA is a great player. He's not going to have any of that, and this probe will go down. And the hatchery is going up, and the first two stalkers has allowed one Zergling. The Zergling hasn't gotten any kills just yet, but he is inside the base of his opponent, and this is quite annoying because you can allow the Zergling to get a lot of scouting information if you let it to live, and he does kill it off. And I believe he has revealed one stalker as well as the other one, so I think his opponent DIMAGA does know he has two gates and double stalkers out on the field right now. And we see two queens for DIMAGA on his side of the base, as both these players really want to control their half of the map. This is a relatively good position for the Zerg player because it's really far from his opponent, the furthest point on the map. And these Zerglings are running across, and it looks like if we take a look at the unit counting station, we see one Zealot and two Stalkers. Will this be enough to hold it off? And one Sentry does show up in time, and I think Warp Gate is not about done. It's only about 60-70% done, and the Forge will be coming in, and this Nexus might have to be cancelled or be taken down. And the Zerglings are attacking it. The Zerglings are attacking. It's really close. It's at 20. It's at 10. It's at 19. It's at 18. 16. And the Zealot and the Stalkers and Sentry does take down DIMAGA's force. DIMAGA was almost able to force a cancel there, but not quite, just barely surviving. That Nexus went down as low as 17, I think. That was a really close one. DIMAGA placing his Overlords at these locations to let him know if his opponent is coming. We'll be able to potentially see any airdrops or harassment coming. And this is a very good placement. 3 pylons here, 1 gateway, 1 forge, completely sealed from his opponent. So this is a really good placement, and he's also going to put a gateway here, which is really good because you could have mailing busted this pylon from the side. And it looks like DIMAGA will be getting 2 more gas on this additional one, so he will be on 3 gas momentarily. And the Zerglings want to do some harassment, but they can't really do it because this cannon is pretty much guarding everything. That is a really good position for the cannon. As we see inside the base of nAni, it looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways at the moment, and these gateways will be coming into play relatively quickly, I assume, because you usually don't get that many gateways without putting some pressure on your opponent, and some probes are being transferred at the moment. So as we take a look at the income, the Protoss player was down at around 600. Now his income is going to shoot up really quickly per minute, and DIMAGA has not yet saturated this gas, and it looks like he will do so now. And DIMAGA is also expanding to the 6 o'clock position. I think this is very different mindsets. nAni wants to end the game soon, whereas DIMAGA just wants to try to hold it off and expand and expand and expand. And I think if DIMAGA is able to hold off this charge, he will be able to do pretty well. And look at the creep spread. The creep is spreading pretty neatly and evenly throughout the map, and that will help him see the forces of nAni coming, and nAni has a lot of units right now. If we take a look at the unit counting station, there's 5 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and 4 Sentries. These Sentries will be absolute key to any battle because they can put down those force fields. And meanwhile, we see DIMAGA having 52 drones to nAni's 35. That is going to be a huge disadvantage as he only has these 4 Zerglings on the field for him, and that Mink statue does not count, so there's only 4 units, not 5. And we see that DIMAGA is also going to be going for another 2 gas here. DIMAGA going for a 6 gas build. This is really interesting, and he is putting down a lot of spine crawlers because he knows nAni's push is coming, and he doesn't want to sacrifice the lava, perhaps? Wow, that is a lot of spine crawlers. He really needs to hold off this charge, and with his queens he might be able to. Let's take a look at the vision of nAni. He does not see the base at the 6 o'clock position. That does exist and is not mining at the moment. There is going to be 1 drone coming on momentarily, so that is 300 minerals that DIMAGA does not have, that nAni has an advantage over him. And there's going to be 1 pylon, and a lot of Mutalisks are going to be spawning at the same time. So if he can kill off the Stalkers and the Sentries, he will be in good position, but there is simply a lot of Zealots, and those Zealots will be able to do really good damage. But this is also a really good defense for DIMAGA. This is the battle of the century almost, it feels like, and these Mutalisks are going to be going inside the base of nAni, and he's not going to find any of nAni's forces there because nAni's forces are entirely inside of his base, and he's going to start picking away at these probes. These probes are dying, but at the same time nAni knows this is the opening that he wants. He is the one with a ginormous army. His opponent has expanded, and he's going to push inside here, and the Zerglings are coming in, but the Zerglings are getting pounded by the Zealots, and the Zealots are going not down, but they're pushing forward, and looks like these spine crawlers are going down relatively quickly, even though the queens are trying to help the spine crawlers. Just simply not enough, and the Mutalisks are inside the base attacking the Nexus at the moment, and he might consider bringing back the Mutalisks as it looks like nAni is placing the force field. And this is really annoying for any Zerg to deal with because you have the force field, you can't really do too much, and if you keep on renewing that force field, you will not have enough units to reinforce. It looks like some Mutalisks spawn, but they're pretty much dying almost instantaneously to the Stalker and Zealot force. Well, not so much the Zealots, because the Zealots can't fly, and I wish they could. And this one hatchery does go down. There is some drones at the 6 o'clock position. He's also building a spawning pool there because he suspects that his spawning pool is going to go down relatively soon. And some Zerglings coming in here. All these spine crawlers are incomplete. The fastest one is about 60 or 70%. And DIMAGA calls GG. Man, what a great game. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. I believe nAni has one. And if you like what you see, please do subscribe and also follow me on Twitter and check me out at Facebook. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did get the parking spot. Oh yeah.